Imagine a world. Every book is a unique copy. Hand-copied by people, the price is equivalent to half a house. Knowledge is locked in the walls of palaces and monasteries, like a rare treasure only for the few to touch. This is the long era of manuscripts in human civilization before the printing press. However, an invention set off a global intellectual revolution. This story begins with the wisdom of the East. In the 8th century AD, while Europe was copying parchments by hand, China had entered the era of mass copying. Woodblock printing allowed Buddhist scriptures, almanacs, and poems to enter the market. In the Song Dynasty, the economy and culture exploded, and the demand for knowledge soared. So, around 1040, there was a commoner craftsman named Bijou. He came up with inventions that amazed the world. Movable-type printing. And he fired them out of clay, and they were written backwards, rhymed in a wooden grid. When printing is required, check the typesetting, finish printing in one page, disassemble and reorganize, and recycle. Which was 400 years earlier than Europe. But history played a subtle joke. Chinese characters are not alphabetic. A set of fonts requires tens of thousands of word modules at every turn, and the production cost is extremely high. The scholar-bureaucrat class prefers the elegant and unified calligraphy beauty. The slightly heavy movable-type typesetting is difficult to satisfy its aesthetic pursuit. Therefore, although movable type was recorded and occasionally tried, but the exquisite block printing, which can reflect the charm of calligraphy, is still the absolute mainstream of ancient Chinese publishing. The seed of wisdom seemed to have fallen into a deep well. Its echo will wait a long time to be heard by another continent. Time travels to Europe in the 15th century, experiencing the baptism of the Renaissance at this time. The rise of the city, a new class of citizens eager for a personal interpretation of knowledge and beliefs. The speed and price of manuscripts are far from enough to meet this burgeoning demand. The craftsmen of Europe are also struggling to explore. They do not know that the answer has already been found in the distant East. In Mainz, Germany, a frustrated goldsmith, Johannes Gutenberg. He turned his metalworking skills to the problem of copying text. He used an alloy of lead, tin, and antimony to create highly uniform and durable lettering. The Latin alphabet can spell all words in just a few dozen characters. It boasts enormous advantages in cost and efficiency. He mixed a sticky and uniform oily ink, which was matched with metal movable type, and the imprint was clear and firm. And he drew on the principles of wine presses at the time. He reinvented the first practical printing press, achieving uniform and efficient pressure. 1455. The publication of some 180 exquisite Gutenberg Bibles heralded the official arrival of the age of mechanical reproduction. The book itself is a combination of technology and art. Its quality even deliberately imitated the magnificence of manuscripts, thus winning the approval of nobles and churches. Gutenberg's invention is like a bolt of lightning that pierces an embankment with precision. Printing workshops are springing up in major cities across Europe. The price of books fell to a fraction of the cost of manuscripts within a few decades. For the first time, knowledge became a mass-produced, widely circulated commodity. Martin Luther's 95 Theses was rapidly printed across Europe. Without the printing press, the spread of Protestant ideas would have been unimaginable. Scientists can communicate and verify with precisely replicated drawings, data, and formulas. The accumulation of scientific knowledge goes from a linear superposition to an exponential increase. Printed matter solidifies the spelling and grammar of the native languages of various countries and promotes the formation of national common language and the awakening of national consciousness. As the scholar McLuhan said, printing fostered the human mind's inclination toward linear, logical, and sequential thinking. Page numbers, table of contents, and indexes became the standard. People are used to absorbing information page by page, line by line, word by word. This mindset has deeply shaped the organization and logic of the modern world. So, when you scroll through the flood of information on your phone, we might even imagine this great knowledge revolution stretching across a millennium. It started with the inspiration of a Tao movable type in Song Dynasty, and the paranoia of a loser on the Rhine. and every step of civilization is imprinted with the common wisdom of the East and the West,